Um, I'm working on with ClassNK, but today I'll be speaking on behalf of Ship Data Center. Before deep diving in this question, let us go a few years back. ClassNK established Ship Data Center way back in 2015. The intention of data center was to keep ready the maritime industry for the digital transformation. Data center is an open data platform for the big data. The intention was to create an open platform to overcome the challenges with respect to data fragmentation, because the market was deeply fragmented. There were lack of frameworks with respect to the data ownership, as well as there was a big issue with respect to how the data will be transferred from the data owner to the end user. Keeping that in mind, we established Ship Data Center in 2015. And in 2018, we developed Internet of Ships open platform, which is developing rules of the data transfer, as well as it streamlined the process of data transfer from the ship to the shore. By creating an onshore data platform, the intention is it becomes a hub of data transfer, not only within the ship data center, but with the multiple stakeholders. ISOP has got, as of now, 55 companies, and we will be expanding it to the next level. Since in 2018, ISOP was established, we have 55 companies, and we focus on Japanese maritime cluster. In 2019, we are looking at global expansion, which means that data transfer will be accelerated manifolds. As a classification society, we are responsible for the digital transformation of the maritime industry, and we'll achieve this by collecting the operation data, by carrying out remote service, and most importantly, by carrying out condition-based service, which will be based on data-driven innovation. And for that, we need a strong framework, data harmonization, an initiative of which we have already started a long time back. So we are looking forward for the digital transformation through ClassNK. As far as applications are concerned, we have NAPA's Fleet Intelligence Platform, and we have ClassNK CMAX G6. Now, these two applications are already adding value to the data they are receiving. Furthermore, by standardizing the data, which is as per the ISO standards 19847, which deals with the onboard data services standardization, and 19848, which deals with the data which is coming from the onboard ship machinery. By harmonizing the data, we are ensuring that all the data which we are receiving is completely transparent manner, and it can be read by any stakeholder in the same manner. So the perspective does not change us. Now, adding value is, if we all has been in the last couple of years see that a lot of data is coming from the IMO, DCS, EU MRV, which we have not done before. But if we use that data only for the purpose of regulation, then it's good. We have been doing it. But that data is also can be used for a different value addition. For example, the noon reports which we are coming can be actually used for checking the ship's efficiency. And I think over here, service provider, for example, like NAPA, can give added value. This is how we see the future. The data which we generally see has very little value can actually create more value by getting onto a platform where the data is equally harmonized and interpreted well by the service providers, which see the data in a more holistic manner. Coming back to the second part about ISOP benefits, I think there are quite a few of them. One is the contract part is common in the ISOP, where you will be signing contract only with the ship DC and the other stakeholders, which means that it's less complicated, less time consuming. The second is the cost of sharing. The cost of sharing of the data of the data transfer will be we believe it will be transferred whole throughout the value chain. To give you an example, the data owner will be only interested in transferring the data from the ship to the data center, and whereas the solution provider need not go on board the ship and install some software or an hardware to upload the data. So that will going to reduce the cost, and we believe it will be spread throughout the value chain. The second advantage, we see that each stakeholder will be focused on their strengths. A solution provider will be focused on providing the solution rather than to focus on how the data to be collected. Similarly, a company which has got strong service network around the globe will be more focused in collecting the data, focusing on the strength, and then sending on the ship data center. And most importantly, when the data is transparent, it also means that it will lead to the data quality and integrity, which is the requirement for the predictive analysis. The cleaner the data, the better the predictive analysis, the better the predictions you get as far as the maintenance or the ship operations are going. As I mentioned in my earlier conversation with you, ClassNK has been forefront in accelerating digital transformation of the maritime industry, and the biggest asset ClassNK is having that we are a neutral body. We are working for the benefit of the whole maritime industry, whole maritime cluster. So therefore, it is our position will remain same, that we'll be in a neutral position, working for the benefit of the whole maritime cluster. However, as the time is changing, the stakeholders' expectations, diversification is also changing. There are new industry players which are entering to this field, and their focus is how they can penetrate into digitalization part. It is therefore essential for us that we should understand these digital trends and change our services. One of those services we are focusing now is changing from the traditional service to the condition-based service, where we are collecting the data, and then based on that data we'll be doing more focused service in future. ClassNK has always been in the forefront of recommending new technical rules and for the changing scenario, and now we'll be also developing rules for the digital era, and will be proposing to the IACs in the coming time. As always, we'll be focusing on safety and life and the property for the maritime industry around the globe. From the perspective of ship DC, we'll be more focusing on wider usage of IOSOP, which means that the data can be easily transferred to the multiple stakeholders. It is therefore important that more and more stakeholders join the platform and they use the harmonized data in the coming time. We believe that data-driven innovation will not only increase safety and efficiency, but will also bring to the new technology and create innovation within the maritime industry. Keeping this perspective in mind, ClassNK has been doing a lot of research and development projects with the maritime stakeholders. For example, as I mentioned earlier, whether it is a condition-based service or remote service or working on drones, but eventually we want to create efficiency within the industry, working on digital technology. Our focus is to implement technologies that will provide value to our stakeholders. And for that, as I mentioned earlier, we need a platform which will ensure that data is transferred in a safe and harmonized manner, and it can be utilized by the multiple stakeholders for the innovation and creating new values for the whole maritime industry.